Dan RadioStyle. Here we're back with you, trying to do a new update for June. I love when I fade down too fast. Isn't that freaking awesome? I love it. Anyway, June update, and of course we cover the business real quick. Dan RadioStyle, and that's the channel, of course. Please subscribe. Love all that. I think we're doing, I don't know, our third, fourth, whatever update at this point. I'm just trying to get them done at this point. Heading out of town again, so kind of pushing this one a little fast and furious, if you will. Also, if you want to get in touch with me, please contact me at spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com, and I will happily, deal with whatever you might be throwing my way. All right. So, June updates. I think there's a few things, and I'm doing this one even slightly different than I've been doing lately. So I'm just going to kind of go through my notes. Just did a little quick thing, if you will. Might get into that. It's it's like auto talking or auto writing. There's a couple things. I'll probably do a show on that in the future, but basically what I used. Anywho. Energies, they're going to kind of continue to clear. So continuing on from what we had going on last month, energies are still going to continue to kind of clear. And as this happens, it's going to kind of make room for new things, new energies, I'd like to call good. I'm going to throw that in finger quotes, but new energies that are in line with this changing world that we're all a part of right now. So a lot of these energies are going to start to creep up as we've been talking about. We need to sort of experience them, release them, and let them go. And in doing that, we actually kind of make room. I mean, literally, they leave the body at that point, that weird vibe frequency. So it's, I forget the graph of the sonograph. I don't know, whatever the one is where you can see like the up and down when you've got audio playing, right? So you're getting rid of parts of that frequency and making it more harmonious, more harmonizing with others. So it's really a very, very cool thing. And we're also kind of crescendoing upward with the energy. So a lot of us are going to start to notice these energies are really going to start to strengthen. And I mean the good energies, right? We're definitely kind of growing and raising our vibrations up higher. And we're also really realizing that things are happening at a much, much faster pace. This is going to be, I think, a continuing theme pretty much ad infinitum. I mean, I think it's just really, truly going to get faster and faster and faster. It's almost like you're in a vortex, right? And all this stuff's beginning to go on around you, and we're trying to make sense of it all. I think one of the things, and this is I sort of saw this, and it's just weird how it plays out, because it's not really even something you would see. But as these energies speed up around us, it's forcing us to actually process information differently, period, differently. So, old school days, a thought would come into you, right? And you would notice, those two kids are playing in the street, and then you would internalize that. You would be like, well, that's not really safe to do. They might get hit by a car. Oh, but they're playing kickball. Oh, no, I hope that ball doesn't run out in front of someone and the kids go chasing. Right? Like, okay, well, they're probably all right. This is the street we live on. Hardly any cars drive, right? You have this whole thought process for that little piece of info that you just pulled in. That's a really bad example, but it gives you an idea of kind of what I mean, like that whole train of thought that we tend to go through when we're trying to process what's going on around us. Well, things are happening so fast around us now, we don't have time to do that. And this is kind of this new level of thinking that I really do believe is coming into play now. And I've been experiencing it certainly in the past months, and I think as things have been speeding up, it's forcing a lot of us to truly have to comprehend and digest the information around us at a rate that is significantly faster than it used to be. We can no longer process it the way we used to, like my example or anything similar to that. In fact, now it's more of a feeling. So to use that same example, you would see the two kids playing and instantly be like, that feels kind of awkward, but probably okay because, like it feels all right. I'm not worried about it. Boom, next. And then you say, there's a hummingbird over there. How cool. Oh my God. Okay. And then, shoot, there's a mail truck coming, right? Like there's more things happening simultaneously where we couldn't just stop and pay attention to the two kids playing kickball. So you get a feel about it. You get a feel about the energy. You get a feel about what's happening around you, and you move through it. You move forward. You let it go. You let the data go because there's already so much more right behind it that's coming online. So things are happening at such an accelerated rate. I truly do think we're having to really learn to let things go. Learning how to turn off that filter, if you will. There's that internal dialogue, that internal filter that like judges everything good or bad. It's no longer time. We no longer have the time to say, is that good or bad? It's more, it just is. And then moving on and grabbing the next thing. I think we're going to see a continuation of that kind of picking up of the pace. A lot of people might go, oh my God, it's going so fast, I don't know what to do. I do truly think those are the changes that as we raise vibrationally, as we move into a higher dimension, there's a lot of people that believe that's the direction we go, myself being one of them, that this earth is literally transitioning and our lives are transitioning into a higher dimension. As this starts to happen, things are going to begin to happen much, much quicker. So, kind of circling back around, these energies are still bubbling up. We're needing to make room for the new things that are coming online. So we need to, again, when the energies bubble up, accept what it is. Try to figure out what it is maybe that's scaring you or fear, because all the stuff that's bubbling up is personal. It's you. So even if it's someone else that's bringing it to your attention or demonstrating it to you, maybe a loved one, right, that's acting up and it's making you feel a certain way. That feeling is you, 100% you. They're being kind enough to let you experience that. We need to figure out why is it we're feeling this way. Come to terms with it, figure out what the root cause is, and let it go, heal it, or make changes. If you're in a relationship that's not going to get better, you're going to have to move along. If you're in a relationship that you still care about each other, well, work it out, work through it. You've probably both got these deep-seated concepts that you're not letting go of. Let go of them. We're moving into new areas, new energies. So again, I think this is going to be another issue that's really going to come in play this month of June is relationships. I think relationships are really going to become more of a front burner issue, if you will. More of a in-your-face, this is happening, relationships. And I honestly think it's going to be more in the positive sense. If you're in, more maybe transitory is probably a better way to put it. I catch myself here. Because I think there's still people that are moving through that phase in their life where that old relationship might be heading away. But there's also a lot of people, I think, that are currently heading into new relationships. And then for everybody else, I think, relationships are going to become more significant. So maybe if you're currently with someone that, you're married to or whatever, that relationship is going to maybe get tighter. Maybe you're going to have one of those weird experiences and your level of love is going to come up. Like you're going to feel this heightened sense of love for maybe your spouse, maybe your kids. Maybe one of them does just something so specific that's just melts your heart. We're going to have these higher elevated feelings of love. Might be a friend. Maybe it's a friend that's out there on the side that you really never thought was much of anything, and then all of a sudden you kind of get to know them a little better, and you're like, wow, this person's like really awesome. This guy, this woman, whatever, has my best interests at heart, and as being such an awesome friend, and I've never really had that before. Or maybe you're starting a new relationship. It's going to begin to take traction. It's going to begin to move faster, forward, up, on, right? And again, if you're in that transitory period, things are going to really start to take shape. You're really going to kind of get to that final moment where you're able to move forward, where you're able to change directions, take a left turn when you were going straight. Something that's going to start to really alter the way our lives work together, especially with each other, because that's a huge part of this whole change as well, is us all acting together, raising our collective energies, and with that collective energy, this is a truly beautiful thing. It's the 70 monkeys or 30 monkeys? I don't even remember what the stupid theory is called, but essentially, there were monkeys in, say, South America. I'm going to make up some of the facts, but it's true. Essentially is the case. I forget which countries, so I'm making that part up. But essentially, let's say there's a bunch of monkeys in South America, and then there was a bunch of monkeys in, I don't know, Southeast Asia or whatever, right? I don't know where monkeys live, frankly. I'm just throwing places out there that I'm praying to God there's not actually monkeys. But the monkeys in South America suddenly came across this new tool, this new stick, a way to do something, and they started mashing fruit open with it, like this really new concept. No monkeys had ever been witnessed doing this. They were being more intelligent, and learning how to kind of make tools and make use of them and like crack open some sort of odd fruit or something strange it was pretty cool. What they found was that then all of a sudden, the monkeys in Southeast Asia also started doing it. I forget the number of monkeys syndrome or whatever theory it's called. But essentially, you could look it up. I swear to God, there's like truth to this whole little monkey thing. Essentially, that's kind of how it happens with us people as well. our collective energy works together. We pick up on something. You ever had an idea and then all of a sudden you're seeing it on the radio, or someone mentions it and you're like, dude, that's my joke. That's my thing. That's my thought. I was totally saying that to a friend the other day. We're all in this together. And so there is no mine or yours. It's all of ours. And we really do pick up on each other's vibes and thoughts and feelings way more than we realize. So again, this whole month coming up, that's going to become more prevalent to us as well. I think we're going to have a few more of those coincidence or coincidence or coinkydinks or whatever the heck, where you're really going to realize, holy crud, I'm really connected to this person. So I think that's where that relationship, that love, all that stuff is really going to start to percolate up. So this should be an exciting month. Still transition, still going, still speeding up life-wise. I mean, there's still going to be some juggling going on, right? But I think really things are starting to get beautiful. And it's time to kind of embrace it, enjoy it, realize this is what's happening. Stop fighting it and just let the current take you. Let God take you. Let Spirit take you. Let Source take you in the direction we're going. It is a beautiful trip. And one other thing I think that's kind of symbolic, I don't know, it popped into my head, so I'm just throwing it out there. I do think this is an interesting time of year. Obviously, June being the start of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, but also it's the start of winter in the Southern Hemisphere. This is the extremes. We're in the start of the extreme part of our climate cycle, right? So, of course, we're going to be here again in 6 months when we're having winter and they're having summer. But the other ones are, fall and spring are more mellow or more minor. Are everywhere on this planet, it's better. It's not nearly as crazy. So we're in that extreme period too right now, which I think also plays into that. I'm not 100% sure how yet. Might do future shows to try to see if I can pull that one into a little more clear focus. But that one popped into my head, so I just think that it's something to keep in mind. We're moving towards a new climax cycle, and then we've got all these extra energies going on top of that. So it should be a very, very interesting month. I don't know. June update. I hope everyone enjoys this. Please subscribe once again. Dan RadioStyle is the channel, and I'd love it if you would subscribe. I think it's fantastic when that happens. And also, please feel free to contact me at spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. Appreciate everyone tuning in, and we'll do more of these coming up. Thanks.